Hello. Welcome in. It is Thursday evening, September the 18th, and wherever you are around the world, it could be the 19th for you. I think we see some people from Australia. Gypsy Vixen, hello. And we have the lovely Dawn with us this evening as a co-host. We have Ruby, we have Denise and myself, and we have the lovely Wendy behind the scenes. She is actually managing the chat and all the logistics for us this evening. So say hi to Wendy as well backstage. And again, we're so grateful that you joined us wherever you are in the world. So we're going to start tonight's announcements with the new moon ritual, the solar eclipse that's coming up this Sunday. And we will be doing a live, Dawn will be hosting us in a live ritual ceremony, and that will be Sunday the 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've published some information about it already, Dawn, correct?
Yes, the link is out there, and this will be for intention setting. So nice paper, nice something to write with. It is huge. This is eclipse energy. It's the 29th degree, and the very next day is the Libra equinox. So brand new beginnings are going to be starting. So it's a good time to set some great intentions. And looking at people's charts, you can really see that this is a time for them to start, leave the old, the 29 degree, and go into something completely new, zero.
Really, I mean, it's awesome. And we've been talking all week. So if you've looked at our daily videos have all had kind of a similar theme of letting go of some of the old energies and moving towards the light. We've been talking the light at the end of the tunnel, the lighthouse, that we are the light. And so we're really excited to have the conversation around the astrology, Dawn, because you said this week was in between the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse. So it was kind of like the lull before a lot of energy coming up. So we're going to have a great conversation this evening. As usual, we do pull cards for individuals. So if you do want a card read for you this evening, then if you put your heart in the chat, and we will see if we can get to as many of you as possible. All right. Any other announcements? Are we ready to go? Okay. All right. So as usual, we always start with a quick energy clearing. So I'm just going to invite everyone just to relax and to close your eyes. Settle into your body. Slow it down. And we're going to take some nice, deep, cleansing breaths to get us started. In through the nose. Out through the mouth, big exhale. Inhale again through the nose. Hold. Exhale out. And as you continue to take some nice deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, just notice anywhere that you feel tension or tightness in your body. And just relax and let that go. Relax that monkey mind that wants to think about the to-do list or what's up for dinner or breakfast. And we're just going to relax into this beautiful white, shimmery energy. And we're going to take ourselves to a beautiful warm beach. It's late afternoon. You can see the sun late in the afternoon over the horizon. Big orange ball, beautiful golden light reflecting on the water, the gentle lapping of the waves on the shore. And I want you to imagine that you see a lighthouse. And there is this beautiful white light coming from that lighthouse like a beacon, calling to you. And imagine you just walk towards the light of the lighthouse. You've got your shoes in your hand. You've got your pants or trousers rolled up. You're just walking through the water, slowly, relaxed. You're connecting with the energy of the water, and you can feel the warmth of the sun. Continue to walk towards this lighthouse. And as you come up to the lighthouse, you see others like you who've all been drawn by this beautiful white light. We stand around the lighthouse and hold hands as a collective. You can feel the light and the energy going from hand to hand, all the way around the circle. The collective of souls, light workers, who dream of being the lighthouse and the beacon for others. Let this beautiful white light wash over you and through you, through your hands as it's passed around again and again. This beautiful current of energy, almost like a shock wave that just clears and cleans our energetic bodies, but brings us together in a beautiful tapestry of love. There is only love here. There is only light here. There is only peace here. This is the Christ consciousness energy. Let's just sit in this energy just for a moment. How beautiful it is. Sacred and holy. And the words we hear, we are one. And as you look around at the faces around this beautiful lighthouse, you realize that we have all become one with the light. We are the light. We are the beacons for others who are seeking the light. All is well. All is peace. We are one. Okay, when you're ready, please open your eyes. We are clear now. And over to Dawn.
Well, hello, everyone. I wanted to kind of ask the question generally, and feel free to put your comments in the live chat. Have you been feeling the energy of this eclipse yet? Do you have anything at 29 degrees? 29 degrees is where the Virgo eclipse is going to be. Virgo is very much about service, but it's also about high priestess energy. It's also about the organization, the skills, the body, all of those things tied in together. And 29 degrees actually symbolizes an ending, just like the world card would symbolize an ending and then a new beginning coming forward, because the very next day, this is crazy, the very next day is the 0 degree Libra equinox. So it's fall for us here. It's spring down in the Southern hemisphere. So with that energy, yep. So it's definitely interesting degree energy. Guess what? It's on top of my black moon Lilith, and that showed up last night because I am still juiced. I am going to be juiced all the way through. And I knew it was going to be a big thing for me because I'm in my 4th house perfection year, which is Virgo. So as the sun's been moving through there, it's been talking to me, and it should be talking to you if that's, if you have planets there. Everybody there's many people that are my age in between the years of 1956 to 1972. Pluto is in Virgo. So you would have had the sun going over your Pluto and also the South Node. So there was a lot of energy for people that had that particular placement. So, and now the sun's going to be heading on to the Libra people that have Libra Pluto. So, it's always a very big feeling when you get those things conjunct. So what I would say to everybody, take a look at those degrees in the chart. And because it's an eclipse, let me bring this up so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And I will actually make this bigger. Okay, there we go. And I'll move here so you can actually see my cursor. Here is the 29-degree Virgo solar eclipse, 29 degrees. On this day, Mars is at 29 degrees. 12 hours after the eclipse, Mars moves into 0 degrees of Scorpio. He has been in Libra. He's been held and checked and like, okay, you need to like cooperate. You need to consider other people. Him going into Scorpio is, This is where he makes the rules. This is Scorpio. This is where he rules. And when he moves into this 0 degrees of Scorpio, he will be in a square with Pluto at 1 degree of, it's still retrograde, at 1 degree of Aquarius. Pluto is actually going to be turning direct later this month, I believe. It'll go direct. It will not go back into Capricorn again for the next 260, I think it's 260 years as a complete rotation, but it'll probably be about 250 years roughly before it'll enter Capricorn again. But that is an extremely strong energy, and it's happening on the day that the sun will move into that the 0 degree of Libra. And why that is important, it's opposite this Neptune down here at 0 degrees in Aries. And the sun is also on the day of the eclipse at opposite the 28 degree Saturn. So there is a lot of very strong energy around what they consider the world points. We are going to have major things going on in the collective for the next several months, but especially for the next, I would say easily 3 to 4 weeks. And I think that's something that we have to be aware of and get ourselves adjusted to, that we are going to see some very strange things. And there'll be all kinds of misinformation and news about things. The best thing that you can do is hold your self into that observation mode. Because if you look at this particular eclipse, eclipses are super strong and they're fated energy and they're meant to push us forward. And the South Node actually has a lot of the very much something's going to go. And for me, this energy is especially accented because we have all of these yads, these fingers of fate in eclipses. Fingers of fate are also very strong, but when they're attached to an eclipse day, there's just, this is meant to happen. Whatever's going to be happening is meant to happen, and it has a purpose. And I think that's very important for us to accept. And that's what the feminine energy accepted in. I also feel like we are all getting new gifts. There's new things coming in for all of us. Our gifts are expanding, all of those things. And that's the part that we need to be open and accepting. But if our focus is on the chaos that's going on in the collective, we're not going to be focused on developing our own gifts that we've just been moving into more. So I would say that is something to be aware of. So not only do we have one yod, we have another one here pointing at this, Venus, the feminine energy. And then we have another one with Uranus and Mars and Saturn. Unexpected happenings. And it'll still be a yod when Mars moves into 0 degrees of Scorpio. So there is just so much that I would say is going to be happening. And I wanted everyone to be aware of that we can expect some very, again, let me put this back up. We can expect some very odd things happening. And I wanted people to realize that we were in the in-between the two eclipses. Now we're in the in-between until next spring because the larger outgoing planets are going retrograde. And especially for Saturn, we had all of this faded energy that was happening back in February and March, the March Mercury retrogrades that were in both Aries and both Mercury and Venus, their Kazimis with the sun were in Aries. So all of that energy is coming back to us now. People have been coming back into our lives recently, both the regular just acquaintances and old people that are interested in love relationships. And I will say too that this energy, especially if you got hit hard last March, and also around the September 17th eclipse, the first one in Pisces, all of those are your tells for how this one is going to affect you. And it even me who knows to expect really hard work to come of Saturn, it's still not fun. It's still not great to have to work through this energy and know that, okay, this is really difficult. This is really emotional. This is really painful, but it's still meant to be, and something better will come out of it. I am completely convinced of that. And just like we are having all of this energy moving forward, we will, it's like this is a super do-over. This is an extra special do-over that we're getting. And it's Saturn giving us that opportunity. And Saturn always rewards the hard work. So that's the big message that I want to take away. Yes, you will be getting big energies. You will be hit with big energies. The collective will be hit with big energies. Like I said, I'm having this on my 29-degree Black Moon Lilith. I'm excited because I know that there's really great things coming. Do I know that there's chaos coming? Yes. But we also are here to help serve Gaia and the collective and we don't have to be perfect, but we need to keep our vibration at a level where we are supportive of each other and knowing, to me, that's why the astrology is great, because you can understand, like, okay, not unexpected that crap is going to come up, but I know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And even if the collective is experiencing something, if I work through my personal issues with this stuff going on now, it's going to be so much better for me. And that's what I truly believe. I think this is providing us just crazy energy. I see that there's a question out there. Is it just Virgo 29? It's any 29. Anything that's at 29 speaks to anything else at 29. And with it being Virgo, Pisces is exactly opposite. So and actually Saturn is sitting at 28 degrees. So you probably have Saturn sitting on any planet there. So that's very true. Cancer will be affected, the early degrees of Cancer, because that is also a cardinal sign, and it'll be in a square to that 0 degrees of Libra. So anything up to 5 degrees in the cardinal signs, and anything from 25 degrees to 29 degrees in the mutable signs, all get the eclipse energy, especially the personal planets. So I think that's very important for people to recognize. Do we have any other questions that you want to answer quickly, or before we move on? Are we good? Yeah. So, okay. I think that pretty much covers the 29-degree information. So I will go ahead and turn this over to Siri. And Siri, I apologize.
That's good.
That's the first time I've done that. So Siri.
I get called everything from sorry to Shirley to Cree, Cherry, Cherie, everything, but it's really Siri. It doesn't matter. So we're going to, sorry, I got to share this because someone on the chat wanted to know why I'm laughing so much about people coming back around. And I'm the one that had a bunch, and I'll just leave it short that an old flame reached out to me in the last 10 days and wanted to come and see me because they were coming through town. And I said no, because I was not available. I really wasn't. And they showed up anyway. Yeah, it was a little creepy, but anyway, they were very persistent. But I was laughing because my son and his wife had to come rescue me before he showed up at my house. So anyway, so the question tonight, so if you have, so the point is, Dawn, I think you said it could be old flames, it could be, you know, family members, it could be friends, but it's the season where things are coming back around full circle. Yeah. So we're asking a collective question. So if you think about the eclipse that's coming up on the 21st on Sunday, the question that we asked the collective was, how can we be a best service to the collective based on this eclipse and the energy? So I pulled from the Voice of the Souls Oracle deck, and I pulled the same card Ruby pulled. I believe Ruby, it was last week. And this card, it's a snake. It's a 25, which reduces to a 7, which is very sacred number. And it's called reproach. And in this context, the reproach is around self-reproach. So it's kind of like negative self-talk, self-criticism. And so what we're going to be asked in the collective is to be really compassionate with ourselves during this time and not be so harsh on ourselves or filled with self-reproach. And the snake symbolizes shedding the old, shedding our skin. So this may be something that many of us have historically been taught in our belief systems, you know, to be very harsh with ourselves. So it says, sometimes you are so critical of yourself and so hard on yourself. This isn't the right thing to do. It says you bring these things to life sometimes believing that they represent who you are and what you do. So we tell ourselves those negative stories, those old belief systems, and we repeat them. And it might be things from past lives or things from our childhood. And it says these reproaches have no valid basis because we're all imperfect beings and we all do the best with what we have. And sometimes you've been powerless, or it's made us feel like we've lost our power. And so it says, I am sending you many signs to help you understand your inner wisdom. And even in your outer life, if you feel stripped of your power, you still have created great inner wealth. Now, it says the next 3 weeks are going to be very important. So this is kind of the energy of the eclipse. And Dawn, the eclipse energy is equally as strong in the, you know, the days and weeks after. I mean, it's powerful energy. And so the next 3 weeks are going to be important. But what they're asking us to pay attention to is, what areas are you needing to shed your skin around being so harsh and not being gentle? So self-love, just taking things with a grain of salt, not being so serious, and just being loving to who you are and being gentle, you know, patting yourself on the back, giving yourself a hug. It's all going to be okay. So the collective recommendation is, it's okay to shed some skin here. It's okay just to be, and don't be so hard on yourself. It's all going to work out. But this is something that we need to pay attention to. But what area is impacting you where you may have been very hard on yourself? And it's time to let that go. So that's the first card for the collective. And I'm going to pass it on to Denise now. Thank you.
Thank you, Suri. Okay, so I pulled from the Wandering Heart deck. And the card that came out was Fallback, number 35, which is an 8. And you can see this angel has a ball and chain. So you think, oh my God, that's pretty ominous. But the 8 is about balancing with spiritual understanding and responsibility. And the descriptives underneath the card say retreat, rest, reevaluate, repeat. Take a step back, give yourself a moment to breathe and recuperate. Think about all the positives and negatives of your affairs. Are you able to exhale properly? Are you too invested and caught up in a connection that regularly leaves you feeling bothered? you have to know when to pull your own card and put yourself in a timeout. This may be one of those moments. So like Sari was saying, you know, it might feel overwhelming. There might be some things that you need to do, but don't let that ball and chain that's, you know, dragging you down. It's just your time to take a pause. Maybe don't be impatient. Don't be impulsive. You know, the message is you might be emotionally unavailable, but no more sweeping the water under the bridge. You don't stand in the way of fate. You've seen red flags that do not sit well with you, so now you reevaluate the circumstances. So you're reevaluating, okay, so this has happened before, right? This energy before. How is it coming about this time? We just had the new moon in Virgo in 0 degrees, and now it's going to be in 29 degrees. So this Virgo cycle that you've been going through, right? What have you learned? What were your intentions that you set in the new moon, and now you're going to be releasing some things that no longer serve you in the full moon. So it's just about reevaluating. You know what you need to do. Trust your intuition, right? The 8 is also the strength card. So you have the strength to do what it is you need to do. And so with that, I believe I'm passing to Ruby. Oh, to Dawn. She's raising her hand.
I'm raising my hand. So yeah, I'm full of, like I said, I am just buzzing because I have Black Moon Lilith at 29 and I am already feeling that energy. But what I will say is, Sari had more than one suitor coming back into her life. I just want to plus that out. Basically, it was more than one, and she was like, you know, when you have to swat them away like flies, really. So what I do want to say is, people that are out there, if you do want us to do a reading for you, please put a heart in the chat, because that's usually what we use as a guide to go through. And we can't always hit everybody, but we try. So please go ahead and put that in, and we will try to get to as many people as we can. So my card for the collective, very interesting, was skywriting the fates. And I saw people out there kind of worrying because they're kind of loaded in those areas and their chart and those numbers. Honestly, considering yourself blessed by the fates, because this is for your greatest and highest good. It may be a bit Plutonian. Sometimes we can have Pluto moments because of, because it's a 29-degree south node eclipse. But it is meant to get you moving and clear you out from stuck energy and bring in new things into your life. The old has to end, and then usually there's a kind of a void space, and then the new will come in. You just have to be open and leave space for it. So I do want to say that. I do absolutely want to say that. So this is a 49-degree card, and it's so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. The fates, that which we cannot change, and non-judgment. It is written in the sky that you have a destiny. You are being invited to explore certain aspects of your life unique to you and you alone. That does not mean that your path will be easy, paved with gold and littered with diamonds, nor does this predict that your journey will be treacherous. It is just your path, with parts that cannot be changed and must be radically accepted as they are. In this way, whatever you are faced with, every single aspect of your life is perfect in its imperfection. And that is what I've really been feeling all along. What will get us through is acceptance that things are changing. We will not go back to how things are before. We will not. You have to accept, which is welcoming in, allowing energy of the feminine energy, whether you're a man or a woman. It's accepting and allowing. Because when I picked this card, the song that came into my head was Unwritten. And it's a beautiful song. And it's about, you are the person that's going to write that page. You're going to make that determination. And the universe is going to help you. So that's what I want you to take with you. This is fated energy. Eclipses are always meant to get us out of stuck energy, because you wouldn't change if you didn't have to. So with that, I'm going to go and send this back on to Ruby.
Hello, everybody. So interesting. I pulled my card, which is the Sun Dancer's card, and then my guides started pestering me because usually we just pull one card, and they insisted that I get another one. So I'm putting my hands over my deck, and they're like, nope, nope, nope. And all of a sudden, they tell me to pull from my character deck. I'm like, why? So, but it makes sense because what Dawn was actually talking about. And we got the revolutionist card coming out. And I'm like, okay. And that was right before she went into all of the astrology going on. So it's like, this is the uprising that she's talking about. This is what the weird things that are going to be happening. And we're starting to see it. If you're watching social media, I don't really watch a lot of it, but I know enough. You're starting to see some of this stuff where things are happening and you're like, why is that happening? Why is this person being taken off the air? Like things like that. And so we're starting to see some of this, and it's going to just keep happening. It's just going to keep getting stronger. And so the question is, what are we supposed to do? So this is the Sun Dancer's card from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Okay. So as your ally, this Sun Dancer's card reminds you of the laws of success and praise. Anything you place your attention on will manifest and experience. So the laws are always perfect. Expect the best and praise it in advance. This unleashes the magic of mystical magnetic energy, drawing circumstances to you to create the reality that you envision. Give thanks in advance for the grace and goodwill of the divine. Be willing to dance the victory dance as if your greatest dreams are realized, and watch how easily things begin to fall into place. Stay positive and leave the timing up to the divine. All things are possible now. Dance to the joy of being and celebrate your life in abundance today. So what it's telling you to be aware of is losing yourself in your dreams of the future. So their message is sweet and simple. Stop what you're doing and go have some fun. Celebrate what is and don't worry about what will be or what could be. Be here now. Just be just for today. So the gift that you can give is understanding that what you think about, you bring about. And so collectively, what we're doing and holding the light is like the gift that we can give is what we're putting our attention on. So celebrating what is right now, trying to stay in that positive place and holding, I think we're affecting, the energy of the world right now in terms of what we're collectively focusing on. And it's very powerful. And my confirmation light just went off. That always happens to me when I get a confirmation. So yeah, it's about what we are going to be focusing on. That's important right now because we're supposed to be holding a certain vibration. And there's just all this chaos that could happen, and it could happen in your life as well. But the whole thing that we can give as our gift is to focus on the positive, on what's happening right now. If you need to do joyful activities, try to celebrate the things that you can be grateful for, and try to focus on what you can be grateful for, even right now, even when things look like this, even when all of this stuff seems to be just like crumbling around us. What can we be positive about? And try to hold that vibration. That's the gift we can give. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Sri.
Okay, so we're going to start the individual readings. And I was drawn, Angela, to you tonight. It's nice to see you again. And I pulled from the Energy Oracle deck. And actually, I pulled two cards. I didn't realize I did. So one card was behind the other, but it's a significant one. So I pulled another 7 cards. So 2 7s tonight. And so, Angela, the first card is called Man with a Coin. And this is a connection with a male energy in money, health, or value. It's oftentimes like the King of Pentacles. So this card shows a man, he looks like Fabio a little bit, that used to be a model on TV or ads, if you remember way back in the day. But it shows the man sitting in a lush flowering field holding a large bright coin. And this could be an energy. It doesn't necessarily mean a male, but it's a masculine energy furthering your goals, receiving increased health, money, and value. So it's like the King of Pentacles energy, Angela. So you are in a time of manifesting greater success. You're focused on goals, and you are basically attracting abundance. And a lot of this is, I love the King of Coins, or the man holding the coin, because it represents a mindset of abundance and generosity. And so, Angela, it's a beautiful energy to be in. And so during this eclipse energy, it is an opportunity for you to really own it, baby. It's time to own it. And be open. It could be also someone who is a financial advisor. It could be actually a healer that you meet that could give you some sage advice concerning an action that you want to take. And just be open to a King of Pentacles energy showing up. And again, it's around abundance, generosity, success. And you might get some intuitive guidance from someone around you. Now, the last sentence it says is it could also signify a new love relationship, maybe from work, maybe, in your travels or in your profession. So the second card that was right behind it that I didn't see, and I got to pull it out, it's called Caring Connections. And so, Angela, it says you might have a new friendship, a partnership, or a possible love coming. And this is a card usually meaning, it's like the Two of Cups, and it's around, could be bringing in a new relationship. It could be a renewal of love of self-care. And again, it could be someone showing up out of nowhere, a new connection. So this might be represented by this Fabio looking person that might be showing up, but it could be a new relationship coming in out of the blue for you. And I usually don't read those. I mean, and the two just kind of popped out together. So Angela, be open and keep your eyes peeled for that beautiful energy of abundance in the King of Pentacles, but they also might play a different role moving forward. So with that, I'm going to move it on to Denise, but it was a pleasure, Angela.
Okay, so I'm reading for MC, and I'm using the Gaia Oracle, and the card that came out is Thinking of You, a Loving Thought, Serendipity. So that's kind of like a bunch of love there going on too, right? This card is confirmation that someone you have been thinking of is also thinking of you. It may be someone who has passed away, or a living friend, family member, or loved one. Our thoughts and feelings are energy frequencies or wavelengths that transcend space and time. We all transmit and receive information through our thoughts and feelings. It makes no difference whether someone is near or far, alive or has passed away. We are subconsciously in constant communication with those we think about and love. And the affirmation is, all I love lives forever in my heart. I am one with all humanity. I am one with all creation. I am in constant communication with everyone. Time and space are real only when I believe they are. And this is a number 29, which is a number 11, which is spirituality, right? It's a master number. So it could be somebody that is coming through from the universe. That's what I'm hearing. And it says, this is because energetically or spiritually, there is no separation in the first place. We are all interconnected and ultimately one, eternally held within an ocean of divine love. So MC, whomever you are thinking of, they're thinking of you. Be positive. And, this full moon can be a big thing for you, this energy that's going on. I'm sure you're feeling it now. You can feel it long before the full moon as well. So I hope that helps. And now I'm passing it to Dawn.
Hello, so much racing through my brain. I do want to say, with all this talk about all of this energy going out there, that's like going to be really changing and radical. There's a lot of good news. One of the things is that because we're going through all this chaos and because we're being forced to move around or do things differently and all of that energy, we are actually in a better position to find our own not only our own tribe, but our own special partners. That is energetically more going to be likely because of all this going on, because of all this chaos. And there's a lot of people besides me that are getting that energy or getting that reading, that we are really seeing that as we're moving forward. I do want to say that I'm feeling my age because somebody says, I can't believe it's not butter, Fabio. So that one. And I do want to recognize, Ruby, when you pulled out the card Sundance, it was a reminder to a lot of people that Robert Redford just passed away. And he was responsible for the Sundance Film Festival, you know, independent films and all of this energy of being independent and walking your own road and being a big difference out in the world. I think he's a super example of what we're stepping into energetically as light bearers in this energy that we have going forward. So look at that as what you're going to be aspiring to, is you're going to be leading your own way in his was with film and bringing out the independent filmmakers to showcase their talents instead of the conglomerate corporate stuff. So I am pulling for Lindsay, and Lindsay, I actually pulled initially from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, and I got the same card that I got last week that came out, and I don't know if it was for you, but it was for somebody out there. And the interesting thing, it was this dust devil, which is moving out of stagnation, which is all what this was talking about. It was that 15 degree that we just had that last full moon on. And it's basically, this is there being chaos, and it's telling us not to be afraid of all the chaos that's going to be coming, because it breaks us out of that energy. The truth is, you can't expect this dream ally to behave, to be nice, or to be clean. His power is the mess he creates as he calls for you to engage in the full cyclone of life. And because I had pulled that card last week, I pulled another one. It's number 17 card. It is called Ghostlands. Whenever you set your sights too far ahead, you run the risk of losing your footing. What this is really saying to me is that the changes that you're going to be making, you're going to be ending up in kind of an in-between place that we've been kind of talking about. That's not really your final destination, but enjoy the journey, enjoy what's going on. This isn't where you're meant to land permanently. And I just want you to be aware of that, because you might be going, oh, this is like this. I don't like this place. I'm really getting that you're not going to be stuck in a place that you don't like. It's just a way station. It's just a train switch. That's all that is. So I feel that this is really, really saying that you are definitely going to be moved in the sense of breaking out of stuck energies. You are you're not having a choice in this. There's too much energy of change. So the magic that you get is basically in any direction that's out there. So I would generally say that you can go and feel free to keep moving forward, and know that you are probably going to be at a stop in between. I really feel that. Yeah. And there may be a couple places that you hit before you finally found your permanent place. Or if you're like me, I have the sense that I'm going to be moving around quite a bit, and that I won't get to a permanent place for a while, but it's going to be really fun in the meantime to try out all these new places and new things. So don't get caught up in the fact that, oh, I need to settle down. No, you don't really need to do that. You can just enjoy what you're doing and know that eventually you get to where you need to be. So I think that's really fascinating. So Ruby, I'm so sorry. I forgot to, So I meant to tell you ahead of time, Rebecca Joe. So I'm sorry, Rebecca Joe. I didn't tell her ahead of time, and I should have. So I was so caught up in everything that was going on and all my energies and everything. So I am sorry. I will remember next time. And I will turn it over to Ruby.
It's all good. All right. Rebecca Joe, I don't know if you have another love person coming back, but there's a theme tonight. And I'm just like, okay, interesting. So you got the second bloom with the Rose Oracle, and this is all about second chances. And then there was another card that came out just now. that I will tell you about in a minute. But this says, a second chance is never too late and new possibilities. These are so beautiful. This is one of my favorite decks. This is a card of second chances, new beginnings, regeneration, and reinventing yourself. It's never too late to surrender to what's blooming within you. All that matters is that you surrender to the buds that are longing to grow and be known. No matter your age or what may have previously occurred, this card is an invitation to surrender to a second bloom, to welcome the new and share it with the world, to acknowledge the secret passions, longings, creations, and yearnings, and let them bud and bloom. If we properly allow things to end, new beginnings will always come. If we surrender to the cycles of life after winter, spring will always return. If we tend the seeds in the fertile earth, they'll eventually emerge. Just as we think the season's over and winter's drawing near, some roses bless us with an unexpected second bloom. If this card appears in a spread, it's a likely sign that you too are set for a second bloom. Perhaps you have a creation that's waiting to be brought forth, or maybe it's a new relationship or passion in your life. Maybe what's waiting to be born is a new version of you. The more open we are to change, the more open we are to life. The more open we are to life, the more open we are to being born again anew. Yes, this is what it means to truly live, being open to saying yes to life. So when you eventually take your last breath, you'll do so while still fully living. And the card that came with it was this beautiful held card. And it says sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, and community. And whatever this is that's coming out, it's like a rebirth, and one that whatever this is that's coming in, whether it's a new person, whether it's a new age for you, like a new chapter, it's one where you're going to feel safe and truly held. And it could be a change for you within yourself, like you're going into a new phase in your life and you're going to be holding others. But I'm really feeling that energy for you, that you're going to feel safe in whatever this is, in every way possible. So if you're somebody who's experienced relationships in the past where you didn't feel that way, in whatever form this is coming in, you're going to feel this beautiful held feeling of safety. All right. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Sari.
Okay. So I'm going to give kudos to Misty. She was the first on the chat tonight. So I wanted to say thank you for being here. And I don't know what's going on with me with sevens tonight. And I think this whole theme of love returning and sevens are saying something. But Misty, your card tonight is from the Angels and Auras deck. And this is, you are ready, my dear. And it says, your angels are validating your progress to this point. It's important to keep the momentum going by not questioning yourself or your current path. It's time for you to spread your wings and be fully in your power. If you've been holding back, going to the next level, the time for procrastination is over. So now it's go time. It's 3, 2, 1, jump, girl. So if there's something that has been holding you back or you've been afraid to take that leap of faith, basically the message from Spirit tonight is it's a 7. So you're ready. And just as, a wild card, I was like, I've got the angel number deck. So let me just see what comes out. And you won't believe this, Misty. 7. And it's about support. So your confirmation, if you start seeing bunches of 7s as you are out and about, as you're looking at whatever this is, then leveling up or making a big decision, it says, this is your spiritual wake-up call. Check in on that mindset. Miracles and upheavals are heading your way. So approach them from a place of trust and love. So you are aligned with your soul's purpose, and it is time to let any fear and doubt go. So that's what the 7-7 stands for, but that's your confirmation. So I've gotten the 7 card and 2 7s that basically say, you are ready. So go jump, girl, because you can do it. The universe got your back. All right. I'm going to turn it next to Denise.
Okay. So I'm picking for what's he doing? And I'm using the Angels and Ancestors deck. And the card that came out is Lord. And it says, take charge with authority. The message is don't be afraid to take charge or use your voice. Be strong. So I'm hearing that maybe you just needed a little nudge to tell yourself it's okay to do that, right? So sometimes you have to take control in order to be honored. If you feel your kindness or gifts are not being or are being taken for granted, it's time to change that. There is no excuse for bad behavior, and the ancestors are encouraging you to hold your ground and speak your mind in a fiercely loving way. You have the energy and might to overcome dramas or energies that aren't working for your growth. And it's time to take charge before you find yourself in a situation you don't want to be in. You are being encouraged to be the boss instead of being bossed. So I don't know what's going on with you. I'm feeling this is just a little bit of an encouragement. You know, we're all of us that are here, we've all done the work, right? We've all been working and we've all been healing. So you just needed a little bit of encouragement. And is it scary to take charge and make decisions and decide, right? And it's very scary, but we have to do what's best for us. Give yourself grace, and just continue to move forward. I think that is what Spirit wanted you to know right now. So that's best for you right now for this service, the service to yourself. And now I pass it to Dawn.
And Ruby, I'm going to remember, you're going to be drawing for Coriander Cake, which I thought was just the coolest name. So yay. I am drawing for Mandy Medley. And I really love this. I pulled Jeweled Web Connectivity. And it's really interesting about this card because it talks about, you know, a lot of times when people come to the reading, they kind of have a question in mind. And this is really saying that sometimes when we have a question in mind, we have too narrow of a focus on what we want. And what this is saying is, imagine that the answer to your question is not about landing at a particular destination, meeting a goal, or connecting to a special lover, reaching an end game. Instead, discover a shimmering web of jewels you didn't even know existed. The world is interconnected in a living web of energy. It isn't possible to know how any of it works, but know this: what is in your highest good is a sparkling jewel that lights up for you among this web of possibilities. You just need to know how you want to feel and choose this consciously. This is Manifestation 101. Take your focus off getting anywhere. Practice feeling and being in a place where your desired experience has already come to pass. So you are being told that you are thinking too small. You need to have bigger dreams, bigger ideas. And at this point, you're just not capable of doing that, is what the cards are saying. You're just like, yeah, she isn't going to be able to think big enough. She isn't going to be able to dream big enough. So what it is telling you is, put yourself in the feeling of having the best experience that you can possibly remember. What was and even if it was just a fleeting moment, like getting your name called and winning a prize, something that could be completely, I like the idea of something unexpected. And just for the couple moments of joy and giddiness and everything that you felt when that happened, that is manifestation. That is quantum manifestation. I want this for my greatest and highest good, and I will trust the universe to bring that in, because this is what it's saying. There's a web out there that makes all things possible. And your angels and guides don't think you're asking for enough. They want you to ask for more. It's just like, yeah, she isn't even going to be able to imagine it. Sorry. She's not going to be able to imagine what's going to be able to come in. And that's true for everyone. Use this as a manifestation technique. It's exactly what it is. It's exactly that quantum. When you reach that feeling of your heart being in that super happy, wonderful place, and your mind reaching this or something better kind of energy of what you may want, that's when quantum takes place. So I really love this energy, and I think it's going to be perfect for anybody that wants to take advantage of it. Jeweled web. And how many people out there are talking about, we are going to be coming into a moment where there's going to be more collective able to not read minds, but read energies where you're not, half of us are there already. You can't be lied to. You can't be lied to. You are able to like, yeah, I don't, whatever that is, I don't believe it. Right. So realize that. So really take advantage of it. You got a lot coming for you. So go ahead. Ruby, take it away.
All right. I'm trying not to die laughing over here because before we started, Sari's going to be traveling next week. And I was telling her that she had to call us from the top of a camel. So I'm dying because she's going to be over there. So anyway, trying to put that aside, but Spirit has a sense of humor tonight. So coriander cake, this one is for you. And this is going to be from the Time Traveler's Oracle. So this is all about adventure. Okay, so you're getting ready to take a risk. Seems like, or Spirit's telling you, we're ready to take risks in life. So we time jump to the late 1200s to travel to the Silk Road, which runs from China to Europe. We find ourselves in a large crowd, traveling alongside hundreds of cooks, translators, doctors, and more. Although many are riding on horses, we find ourselves atop camels, which is no easy feat. There is so much excitement in the air among all these adventures. As we ride, we make conversation with the man beside us, Marco Polo, a Venetian merchant, explorer, and writer. He has just left Xanadu in Inner Mongolia, escorted by the vibrant throng around us. He tells us of the marvels he encountered in his explorations of Asia and his years in the court of Kublai Khan. His work will live on in his writing changing the world. So the message for you is adventure entails risks, but it is the juice of life. Without it, your life can feel lackluster and even stagnant. You don't need to know how everything turns out. This is the time to take risks in your life. Something exciting is right around the corner. Have faith. There is a higher plan, even if you don't know what it is. Wonderful new experiences wait to fill your life. New frontiers appear as you enter a period of expansion. Old limitations start dropping away. Get ready. Instead of waiting for a new quest to unfold, you can begin to create your own adventures. They can even be small in the beginning. Try doing your usual tasks in a different way. Do something out of the ordinary. Talk to a stranger. Take a road trip without a plan of where you will end up. You may also receive this card if you are considering becoming a writer or a poet, doing podcasts, or starting an online venture. This card is an excellent sign to move forward with your plan. So if you needed a confirmation, it's right here for you. And with that, I will turn it back over to Sari.
Okay, we're coming close to the hour, but we just decided we'll do another round, but we're going to go quick and fast. All right, Soraya Soul, I am pulling for you, and I pulled from the Angels and Auras deck, and I got Guardian Angels, and you see beautiful white here, and this stands for protection, clarity, spirituality, and wisdom. So when you get this card, this means that your guardian angels have a message for you. And if you have not met them or you haven't asked for their assistance, it's time, Soraya, to do so. And it says white is unlike other colors, and it's unlike any other angels that we talk about. White isn't around the archangels, it's around guardian angels. And so when you have your guardian angel card come up, it's pay attention to messages that are trying to come to you from your guardian angels. They're wanting to talk to you and to give you some very special messages right now. And again, if you start seeing the color white, Soraya, then it's a sign from the universe that you are on track and that your angels are talking or are guiding you. So the bigger message around this is they want you to listen, they want you to ask, but in the stillness, the answers will come. It's going to be a soft whisper. It's not going to be a really loud voice, but it's something that you're going to hear. And they're all around you right now, and it's a beautiful card to get. And I hope that this resonates for you. And I will pass it next to Denise.
Thank you. So you're right, Ruby. The Spirit has a sense of humor today because I was the only one like not picking two cards, and Sari's like, okay, we're gonna do one more round, and it's gonna be really quick. Well, two cards came out, so there you go. So I'm picking from the Sacred Feminine, and I'm picking 4 Play Runner. I think is that Parch Runner. And she had said something about not having a good internet connection at the beginning. So I was like, no, she needs to be seen today. So the cards that came out were play a drum and wrap yourself in a handmade quilt. And if you watched my video this week, I got that card about the quilt. And the play a drum is your physical body needs shaking up. Have you held a drum to your hands or in your hands? Your animal brothers and sisters have gifted you with a sacred gift. This powerful instrument has been fashioned from their hides to help heal their human kin. And the quilt is fashioned by your auntie or your grandmother, and it's made with love, right? And so what the universe is saying is that there's so many people and there's so many spirits and your ancestors and everything around you that is giving you this hug, is giving you this love that you need right now. And just like with what's he doing, you just have to, you're the one that's being needed to be of service or needs the service given this time, right? You probably already do so much for everybody else. It's time for us to heal ourselves, right? Care for ourselves. And I hope this helps. And now I'm passing it to Dawn.
Okay. So I am reading for Karen and Ruby, as I get my brain here, for Penny Hanshaw. So, okay. So Karen, hello. This is really fun. The card that came out for you was Drifter. This is the Shaman's Dream Oracle, which is just so beautiful. Drifter. And I love the energy of this because this first sentence is so Virgo. The drifter invites you to step out of your to-do list and your ordinary routine to feel the breeze against your skin, calling you to follow the wind and explore life's opportunities. So this is inviting you to just release. To me, it's also about releasing any old energies that are no longer serving you, especially with this 29-degree eclipse. So that's part of it. And that you're really not meant to know where you're going to end up, but be like that jeweled web where you're in the energy of allowing a lot of this energy that's going to be coming in. It's like you are not on the hamster wheel where other people are. I do want to, it's really about you finding and having come into your life things that you don't have to go out and search for. So I'm really getting that energy of allowing. And one of the things I will tell you that I have as a fault of mine when I'm trying to manifest is I manifest something and then I'm running around looking for it. And that's telling the universe that I keep wanting to run around and look for it. So that is what I would say is the energy here is set what your intention, that what you want, and then just let it go. Let just be in a happy place. If you have any pet, love your pet and love everything around you. It's like Abraham Hicks. We know what's in the vertex. You just have to be happy and the vertex will come to you. So that's the energy that I think you should take with you, because I'm so guilty of this. This is a number 14 card. It adds to a 5. That's very kind of a Mercury change oriented thing. And Mercury rules Virgo. So there you have it. But yes, that's how I would do things for you, is allow things to come in and just stay in that best vibration that you can possibly get. So with that, we will go on to Ruby.
All right, Penny, we were able to fit you in last reading. Okay. So I think this is important for you though, because you got the Phoenix. And so with this eclipse this weekend or soon after, remember that energy can go on for like 2 weeks after. You might have something happen. So this is going to be a very big couple of weeks for you. So the Phoenix appears as your ally to celebrate your journey and to ensure your ultimate success. This is true even if it appears that you've just passed through a experience of death, or you are currently enduring a perception of failure in your life. Death and rebirth are related when you enter the realm of the Phoenix. Seen in this light, nothing truly dies, but rather changes from one ending directly into a new beginning. The Phoenix is constantly reinventing itself and rises up whole and new and even more powerful with every death it experiences. This could signal an end of a relationship or of a dynamic within one, or an end of a job or project, or even a life. Perhaps no failure is involved, but it's time for a complete overhaul of your circumstances. You may be tired of what you're doing, or you may know intuitively that it's time to move on and try something new. Whatever the case, a death of the old and a celebration of new life are called for. Whatever you do now will indeed be a successful endeavor, for a rebirth is imminent. So Spirit is really giving you the courage to face whatever this is. And I'm really seeing like a portal type energy with the eclipse. You're going to be walking into something new and to just try to embrace it. Okay. All right. So that's what I have for you. That's it. We're moving on with Sri.
Okay, well, we're going to wrap. We wanted to get another round in, so thank you for staying on with us a little bit later. Again, join us this Sunday, the 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the solar eclipse, the new moon ritual, and we would love to have you join us. And again, we are also grateful for you. Wendy, thank you for being backstage and managing the chat and everything. And to all of you, have a lovely and blessed weekend. Be safe. And we'll be back with you on Sunday Live, and continue to watch our daily content. But again, we so much appreciate and love you. Thank you so much. Good night.